ain't gonna lie. Once I learned how to shut the up in a relationship, like, it just got easier. Like, that's one thing I give to the men. Like, y'all was right. Like, sometimes we just need to shut up. And yeah, I get what I want when I just listen and shut up. It's all right. Just shut up. It goes a long way, ladies.
Listen, fellas, is this war coming to an end? Are women waking up? Are they waking up, or is this a trick? Comment down below. Do you think that we're finally getting through to them, or is this just another Trojan horse in order for us to put our guard down? Let me know in the comment section.
This is the hottest take of them all, and I know people are gonna hate this, but one thing that guys are right about are your friends. And like, even guys that I'm not romantically involved with, just like if I bring a friend around, a guy friend, a girlfriend around a guy friend, and they're like, be careful with that girl, she's crazy, or be careful with her, she's snaky. I'm like, what? And then a couple months later, they were right. It's like dogs. Like, dogs have a sense, and it kind of makes sense. Like, guys are dogs, but like not in a good way. I love dogs. I love men too. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, ladies, a lot of times men can see just how women can see things that men can't see. We can see things that you can't see. We can see if your friend is a hoe. Sorry, ladies, we can see it. And 9 times out of 10, you can see it too, but because you like her, you don't want to see her in that light. You don't want to label her as such until y'all get mad at each other, and then it comes out. When women get mad at each other, you really see how they feel. Well, whatever, Jessica, I wasn't the one sucking 3 dicks in a night. Like, these are the things that women say to each other once the true feelings come out. But you got to start listening to your man. He's not trying to steer you wrong. Y'all have been brought up to believe that majority of men are bad, even though your actual living experience says otherwise. It's ridiculous.
Probably gonna lose some followers over this, and oh well. My husband is right all of the time. Yeah, you heard me say it. He is right all of the time. I don't mean just like, oh, he was right about something small or this or that. No, he is right about everything. When I was talking about quitting my job back in November, December, and I was so against it, he talked me into it, basically. He was my voice of reason. He is always my voice of reason. That man knows better. He knows so much more than people give credit.
I'm just going to jump in real quick. Yeah. Yes. Because men and women live 2 different lives. We live 2 different lives. Men don't get this special treatment just because we're these dainty ladies and we're cute and people want to do stuff for us. We have to figure it out from a very young age. So living like that, we're naturally going to have more information and better guidance than you do, even to guide your own life.
It does not have to be anything big. It could be a small situation, but that man is always right all of the time. I don't hear any females saying that on this platform, or any platform for that matter. That's disturbing to me. That's a weird energy to have. Your husband is a smart man. You might not think that. He's a smart guy. Give him more credit. Let your husband have an opinion. Is that crazy? No, because he's a person too. I come to my husband for advice, for everything, because he is my husband and my teammate and my life partner and my ride or die.
And that's how it should be. A wife should be able to go to her husband and say, what about this, or that? Because he is the leader. He is the one guiding the family. To me, it's more crazy that women don't do that nowadays. You're too busy competing with your man instead of finding a good one and then following his lead.
Because that man has a lot of really great values. He has a lot of really good life experiences. Granted, he's a 32-year-old operator in the same area that he grew up in. But he's been through a lot of stuff. And I take into account everything that man has been through and everything that his heart and his mind have been through. Give your man more credit.
I hate to be that girl, but I do feel sympathy for men because they'll never understand what it feels like as a girl to just post on your Instagram story and you just scroll through the likes and you're like, I'm gonna be okay. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be okay. Maybe some guys like really do get that, but I do think a majority of men miss out on that luxury. And it really is just that. It's like, oh, I have this little thing at my disposal. Like, let me just, hey guys. And it's very charmed life to be a girl. I mean, is it hard? Well, personally, no, not really.
Finally, a lady admits it. The amount of attention that they need. She is explaining how so many modern women think. If they need attention, they'll just grab their little phone and just make a quick video just to get a little bit of affirmation to ease that ego. And they talk about men having egos. They talk about us. But we don't do the type of things, the type of validation seeking that ladies do. And no, it's not that difficult being a lady relative to being a man. Do women have their own trials and tribulations? Absolutely. But compared to us, the bros, is apples and oranges.
Okay. So she said the quiet part out loud, right? Is it hard? Not really. Attractive girl, right? She's saying it's a charm life, and it is, right? Now, this is what we talk about with the attention seeking. She's telling you. I picked this because I didn't choose it. I have someone who sources content, but I heard the first part of the clip, so we can talk a little bit about. Someone asked me again, how do you build this show? And I'll do that before we leave. I'll tell you at the end how we build the show for those of you who missed it. But I picked this because I wanted her telling you directly that she gets a boatload of attention. At the end of a hard day, that's her pick-me-up. And she's acknowledging that guys don't have it so easy. She's acknowledging that women have it made. She's acknowledging that it's a charmed life to be an attractive girl. She's acknowledging all that. So what she probably doesn't realize is that this exact thing, this attention that she gets and all of this exact thing is ultimately, if she doesn't really understand it, will bite her in the ass. Why? Because this is the trap for women. This is the trap that allows women to think they have all the time in the world. They can stall because they're getting all this attention online. So they're like, oh, I'm good. I can stall. I don't have to have kids now. I don't have to really prioritize like dating now. Look at all this attention I'm getting. I'll have plenty of time. It's like a fake sense of like an inflated ego that makes you think you've got all the time in the world. This is also what tells them that they can build their career and their independence and all of this stuff without consequence, right? So they're getting all this attention. They're posting videos. They post one hot picture, they get a zillion likes, whether it's edited, filtered, all that stuff, right? Keep getting the likes. 32, still getting the like 33, 34. And like, oh, I'm good. But it's not quite the same, right? And then they, prioritize their career. And then suddenly like they start to realize, oh.
Now imagine doing this, being an attractive lady or attractive enough lady in today's time. How many years so many women have been doing this? For 365 days, at any given moment, they can just make a video, post it, and get all of this attention. Do you think that they're going from, first of all, they're going to get all this attention from all these different men? And then they get with a man who wants to take care of them. And he was like, nah, I don't want you to have Instagram anymore because I don't want all of these men I don't want you seeking validation from all of these men and women. But let's just be honest, from all of these men. You think she's going to go for that? She is not going for that, man. She is not going. And then so many women think that they can do better. So I'm just going to leave. Because obviously I'm getting all this attention so I can find another man. That's what they think. And then they go out here not knowing that all that attention was just sexual attention. They go out here and can't find another man, and then they lost their good man. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty damn game.
I'm like aging myself out of things, right? They're 38, they're 39, they're 40, right? This is like the false illusion that if they buy into all this attention and they don't simultaneously have an awareness of how old they are and time slipping by and things changing, it can be a huge trap for women. It's also what allows bad women to treat you like shit, right, guys? Because they get so much coming in that they feel like, oh, well, I'm the shit, right? Look, I have all these comments, I have all these likes. So they get the inflated sense of ego. And with that inflated sense of ego comes just a nastiness to them, right? A sense of just entitlement, a sense of just, you know how like most hot girls are just not nice. When you meet a hot girl that's really nice, what's the key there? The key is that she's humble, right? And it's not common. It's not common to meet. What you really need to meet is a hot girl who doesn't really know she's hot, right? She's kind of understated girl next door. She's not, fake eyelashes and fake nails and dyed hair and extensions. She just happens to like walk outside to get the mail in the morning, and she looks really cute. That's your humble hot girl. That is what you want, because the girls that know they're hot and the girls that are all like, they're like, haha, you don't deserve me, all that, they're going to treat you like dirt. And the reason they're treating you like dirt is because social media has given them so much power. So even though she is saying this and aware that she has a charm life and all that, I don't think she's probably aware of how this could really wind up being her trap and what bites her in the ass in the end, if she doesn't really think about the fact that social media is not real life, honey, and time be a passing.
Whenever men tell women that their standards are too high and that you're delusional, when I heard it back in the day, I used to be like, y'all are just some haters. Y'all are pathetic, and y'all be on some hating shit. Like, women, don't lower your standards. Girl, do not lower your standards. These men are pathetic. They're just being some haters. Initially, that was my thought. But now, I honestly unfortunately, I have to agree with the men. Women are delusional, and our standards are too high. Now, let me just go with me for a second, right? I used to believe it was on some hating shit. And I remember when Steve Harvey had his show, he was telling women, your standards are too high. You're going to, end up alone because no man is going to want to meet those standards, especially when they can get it from a woman with no standards. Like, the lower hanging fruit is easier to obtain. So they're not going to jump through all these hoops to be with you and meet your standards. And so I'm like, nah, that's just some guys, nah, that's some hating shit. But here's the thing. Most women are delusional, and our standards are too high. Now, I'm not saying to lower your standards. I would never tell you to do that. I want women to understand what this really is, okay? So we all know, for the most part, that women were lied to about what and who men really were, right? We were lied to about that. We thought they were going to be these protectors and these providers, and they were going to protect us from harm, and, harm being other men, because, I mean, what, a charging wildebeest is going to come after us, and the man is going to, use his machete and, protect. Typically, your number one predator as a woman is going to be a man. So you're going to protect us from other men, and you're going to be a good father, and you're going to be faithful, and you're going to be all these things. And men were never that. They were propped up by the patriarchy to pretend that they were those things. And when men tell us that we're delusional and our standards are too high, the secret is, it's not that they don't want to meet those standards. It's that they can't. The average man is completely incapable of meeting those standards. It's almost like expecting a one.
Okay, so let me stop her. I'm gonna finish playing it, but let me stop her real quick. It's not that men can't meet those standards. Men have always met those standards, and they can meet them now. The problem is women want luxury. Women want luxury. They want luxurious everything. And men are saying, listen, I can take you on vacation once, maybe even twice a year, and I can buy you clothes and everything, get your hair and nails done. But all of this, you want a man 6 figures to live this lifestyle you see on Instagram and the Real Housewives of Atlanta, how weaves. And men can't do that. We don't have enough money. The economy is in the toilet. You think everybody isn't like Jay-Z or Lil Wayne or one of these influencers who's blowing money all the time. Every woman thinks that they can get a man who's just blowing money all the time. Majority of men are average earners. They can take care of you, but you're not going to have that luxury lifestyle. That's the biggest issue. Ladies just can't seem to understand that.
Year-old to know how to do calculus in pre-algebra or whatever, right? They don't have the mental faculties to do it. And most men, even if they tried to reach those standards, they will fail miserably. Now, in the famous words of Princella, the patriarchy, aka the wheelchair ramp that they gave men, basically gave them a head start. And women, not only did we catch up to men, we surpassed them. And right now in 2024, we're surpassing them like a motherfucker.
All right, man. See, I thought she was about to be speaking some common sense. Women will never surpass us. What they think surpassing is just because they own more homes, but they're also losing more homes too. The biggest demographic of the homeless population that's growing is women. I think I said that right. So the largest demographic of people that are becoming homeless are women. Y'all are not doing all of this amazing things. And then they say that you're not the most educated. You're the most enrolled. That's the first thing. But you also have the most debt. You also have the most anxiety and depression pills. You also have the largest rates of mental anxiety and just crazy stuff. Y'all also have that. So you're not out doing us. That will never happen. You can't outwork a man. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But these ladies, they look at one stat. Oh, you guys are getting the most degrees. And then they think as a whole that they are surpassing us. Ma'am, you are delusional. I'm gonna let it play, but you are delusional.
And they're crashing out because back then all they needed to have was a job, to get a wife and to get kids. And that was it. Now women are requiring men to be a good person, be faithful, be loyal, be all these things, a great father, all that stuff, right? And most of them can't. It's not that they don't want to. They fucking can't. They don't have the mental faculties to do it. That is why our standards are too high, because we're expecting this macho superior being to be that when really they're the ones that are inferior. And I'm saying the vast majority of them. There's a small sprinkling of guys who are self-starters. They're motivated by just themselves and they want to survive. And they don't need to they're not out here working hard just to get a woman and some kids. They're working hard for themselves. Like, the very thing that can show you that these men don't have any, like, self-motivation, look at how many men have been dropping out of the workforce because they don't feel like there's any light at the end of the tunnel. If these women aren't choosing them because you have to be a good person, you have to be loyal, you have to not cheat on me, you can't cuss me out and dim my light, you can't do all these, you have to be a good person. They're like, well, fuck it. I'm not gonna get a wife. These women are not choosing me because I only make $40,000 or $50,000 a year. What's the point? I might as well live in my mama's basement, right? Or have 5 roommates. You know, they're not even striving for themselves. Like, you're supposed to adult, whether you are a man or a woman, for yourself, so that you can have heat in the wintertime, so that you can have air in the summertime, so you can have a fucking roof over your head, so you can have a car to drive, so you can be able to afford to put gas in that said car. Like, you're supposed to want to do that for yourself. But they are like, if there's not going to be a woman and kids or anybody that I can control and lord over, then what's the point? That right there will tell you right there, all by itself.
No, we're saying men themselves generally don't need that much. We don't need that much. We don't need this luxurious lifestyle in order to live a good lifestyle. That's what it's telling you. If a man is saying, well, the way these women are acting right now, I'm probably just not going to get married. So since I'm not going to get married, I don't have to do all of this work to prepare for a family if I'm not going to have a family. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have enough for me. And then the rest, I'm going to go off vacation, trick it off on a little bit of women. That's what they're saying. Do I think it's right? I mean, that's not really for me to say. Honestly, that's not really for me to say. It just depends on the person. But it's not because we just aren't capable of doing it. And I find it fascinating that so many women will say things to cope with the fact that men don't want them, especially black women. I had to say it. Especially black women will cope all of the time instead of just saying, you know what? I need to change. When you come on these social media apps, who do you see complaining about the status of relationships? You see women. You see women saying, where are all the good men? You don't see a slew of men making all of these videos complaining about the dating pool and how it sucks and everything like that. Which, again, well, not again, it's the first time saying this, but when I keep hearing ladies talk about the dating pool sucks, if men aren't dating anymore, then who's in the dating pool? The dating pool sucks because it's filled with leftover women. That's why the dating pool sucks. Men have gotten out.
That they can't reach those standards. So yes, we're either going to settle for a man or we're going to get lucky and find a guy who got his shit together, which those That number is very, very low for the vast majority of women. Or you're going to be by yourself. Those are the only options we have. I will never tell women to lower their standards. The higher you raise your standards, the less men will be able to apply, if you will, right? If you have on your job description, you must have a doctorate's degree or a PhD even, and these men don't even have a high school diploma. Most men don't have a high school diploma. I don't know what the actual number is on a high school.
That is a damn lie. See, you see the fact how she just said something and then immediately contradicted herself, saying most men don't have a high school diploma. Are you? I'm telling you, this is why men don't take women serious. This is exactly why. She's just talking right now out of emotions.
But I'm just saying, most men they're not even halfway to the point of reaching those standards. So don't lower your standards. If you do, you're going to end up with a guy who's going to hate on you, right? These men are lying about the fact that they don't want to meet those standards. They really can't meet them. They can't. Much like the way that men lie about not liking independent women, right? So the part of them not liking independent women is true. These particular men, they don't like independent women, but they're lying about why. They're trying to say if you're independent, you're masculine. And, as a masculine alpha male, we want a feminine woman and you're masculine. That's not the real reason. The real reason is I'm pathetic. I'm a loser. And every time you come home to tell me something that you've accomplished today, you're putting a mirror up to me and showing me how insignificant I am.
This is the craziest, one of the craziest things that I've ever heard. All of these, what are y'all accomplishing? What are y'all accomplishing that is just so grandiose that men just can't take? You are not a threat to us. Men are not the type of man that you want. They are not intimidated by the success that you have. We don't care because you could be it doesn't matter what. We're not going to benefit because you still want us to pay the bills. So what are we, if we're not even going to see your money, it doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter. Men do not look. We only care about how beautiful you look, which is why so many multi-millionaire, billionaire women that are ugly don't have a man because women will ask what men think, and then we will tell you what we think, and then they will still, just because they don't like the answer, they will still come up with their own answer. And she is prime example of that. What she's saying makes no sense.
How much you don't need me and how much of a loser I am. That's really what it is. But they're never going to admit that because they have too much ego. They lie about everything. They project everything. All of their fears and insecurities that they have on the inside, they project that off onto women. They will literally do something and then turn around and say you're doing it. Much like when a man comes out of nowhere and swerving down you're cheating on him and you find out it's because he's cheating on you. That's what they do. That's just how they project like a motherfucker. So when they call us delusional, we are delusional. And our delusion comes from being lied to. Now that we know we've been lied to about who and what men are, it's up to us to move accordingly. If you still want to sit around and have these fairy tale views and these high standards or whatever, I'm not telling you to lower your standards. I'm not saying that. But just know doing that is going to get you men. You're going to get got, basically. You're going to just keep attracting men that are going to keep using you. If you understand what men are, you should know how to be by yourself or get lucky and find somebody that matches your fly, as they call it. So we are delusional until we decide not to be. And those are just my thoughts on that.
So you're delusional until you decide not to be. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? So wrapping this TED Talk up, we are delusional until we tend not to be anymore, until we don't want to be anymore. But until then yes, we are delusional. Because I'm sick of it. Guys, that's it for today's video. This lady just got me hot. She's so stupid. So stupid. The amount of cope that is used by women just to appease their ego and emotions is ridiculous. And you know what the crazy thing is? So many ladies are going to agree with this. They're going to listen to her spew this nonsense. And they're going to believe it. She has yet to touch on the fact that maybe you ladies, maybe you don't deserve the type of man that you want. Maybe the reason why you keep getting the bottom of the barrel men is because you're the bottom of the barrel woman. They never leave room for that. It always has to be, oh, it's a man's fault. And then they wonder why they're 42 and single. Guys, that's it for today's video. Hit that hype button, because I got to spread the message on this one. Hit that hype button. Comment down below, what are your thoughts? I'm beside myself. I'm flabbergasted. My gasted has been flabbered. Hit that hype button, hit that like button, subscribe, join the channel, and I'll see you on another one.